So out of tune. I feel like Facebook has become a website where friendship goes to die. The reason I say this is that the more I spend time on Tumblr or on other social networking sites, the more judgy I become of Facebook, and the more that I look at my friends' profiles and the more that there's more invasive apps added to Facebook, the more I dislike my friends. I'm sure that you've particularly seen it right now with this new semi-recent edition of the whole Yahoo apps thing. You know, those articles that are like, your friend has just read an article that says pregnant woman delivered 15 puppies. And you're sitting there wondering, A, that's impossible. B, why do I need to know that? C, oh my god, I have friends who actually click on these things and want to read them. I feel like you just become increasingly judgmental and terrible. Or maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just really pretentious and judgmental. But I'm sitting there looking at this like, why are you reading this? Why do I have to know about it? Why do I have to know now that you read this garbage? Another one of my favorites is Spotify, which when I first heard of it, I thought was a good idea. Yes, this is a fantastic way to share music with my friends and to let them know what I'm into, and so that I get to know what they're into. You know what I discovered about my friends? They secretly listen to a lot of garbage. I mean, I don't need to know that one of my closest friends has been listening to Nicki Minaj for 8 hours straight. In fact, that just makes me wonder why I'm friends with you. Which I'm sure makes them wonder why they're friends with me too. Like, why would they be friends with someone who listens to Radiohead for 8 hours straight every single day? So I'm wondering if this is just all turning into this sort of weird thing to divide us, in a sense that the things that we like will ultimately end up dividing us. I know personally that there are a few things that I absolutely love that if you're not into, I don't know if I can even like interact with you on a social level. And it's not because I'm discriminatory, okay, maybe a little bit, but it's also because I make so many references to that, or it's such a big part of my life that I'm just like, how can we have anything in common? Like, if you haven't read the Harry Potter books, I genuinely, I don't know if I know how to interact with you. Like, if you've just seen the movies, I have a problem with that. It bothers me deeply, and it maybe shouldn't. Then there's the people who clearly have not found out how great it is to have a blog where you can talk about your feelings, because then they cloud my news feed with their feelings, and I'm just sort of like, look, your feelings are cool and awesome, but not in this medium. Because then it's just a whole bunch of like, oh, I'm so depressed, everything is terrible. Thumbs up if you agree. What are you talking about? I can't thumbs up. My reassuring word cannot be narrowed down to a thumbs up. And then there's people who just like feel the need to update way too much. Again, something that you could perfectly do on Tumblr. And then there's the people who have just recently discovered Tumblr, who then grab everything from Tumblr and put it on other people's walls all the time. Then there's like my friends, some of them who have just discovered Tumblr, who then like message me something that I saw 5 months ago. And so to avoid just being a total jerk face, I'm just like, ah, that's so funny. Cool story. I feel like such a jerk because then I find myself sort of growing apart from people who are very much a part of my life and people who I really care about solely on like what their tastes are. But then I realized that the kind of stuff that I listen to and the TV shows that I watch and the books that I read and the political views that I hold and my, you know, theological or non-theological views that I uphold make who I am. Like, that's largely what my personality consists of. So if we can't agree, or not even agree, but engage in an intellectual conversation about it, and I find that Facebook is a place where intellectual conversations go to die. Whereas Tumblr, which is a place that's very nurturing and you can do these long-winded answers, and even if you don't agree, you can kind of engage in a much deeper level. I guess the point of this video is that Tumblr is just clearly better than Facebook. And I'm finding that the people that I find on Tumblr, I end up having more in common with than the people who just sort of like I've known in my life. And then I realized that maybe the whole Tumblr friend thing is kind of one-sided because you're not really there, so like the little things that would bother you, it doesn't come through on the internet. Or maybe it's the other way around. The people we meet in the real world is an accident, whereas the people that we meet on the internet, it's usually because of a common interest that we share or a value that we uphold. I don't really have a conclusion or sort of any answers regarding this problem, but just know the vast majority of the people who know me in real life on Facebook. Your Facebook profile makes me hate you, really, like all the time. I'm sure you feel the same way about me, so don't worry about it. It's totally cool. It's just that, yeah.